Most of us look at a calendar packed with back-to-back blocks and assume we're being incredibly productive. But if you look closely at how those blocks actually got there, you'll usually find that a full schedule isn't a sign of efficiency. It's often a sign of surrender. True calendar discipline isn't about finding clever ways to cram 50 tasks into a 24-hour window. It's an active defense mechanism designed to protect your attention from everyone else's demands. To understand how to build that defense, we're going to break down the problem into 4 parts. We'll start with the default trap, move to the illusion of catching up, explore the priority shift, and finally, make the conscious trade-off. Mastering these 4 connections provides the foundation for reclaiming autonomy over your attention. Let's start with the default trap. Think about what happens when you buy a brand new smartphone. Out of the box, it comes with pre-selected settings, loud ringtones, banner alerts, and notifications for every message. If you don't actively go in and change those settings, that default behavior becomes your reality. Our daily lives operate exactly the same way. Modern work culture comes pre-installed with its own set of defaults, and almost all of them lean toward constant, reactive busyness. Look at this illustration. This represents what we call the busy bandwagon. By default, every calendar invite defaults to 30 or 60 minutes, even for a quick chat. By default, you are expected to monitor your inbox constantly and reply to everything immediately. And here is the second trap. Once the busy bandwagon exhausts you, society provides another default. These jagged smartphones represent infinity pools. They are the endless feeds of social media, video, and news that we default to when too tired to make conscious choices. Until you actively intervene to change these settings, your days will be automatically filled by these 2 forces, leaving zero room for the things you actually intend to do. When people feel overwhelmed by these defaults, their instinct is usually to try working faster. They figure if they can just become efficient enough, they will eventually clear their plate and catch up. But this strategy is flawed. You operate with finite time against infinite demands. You cannot fit an infinite stream into a finite container. Getting incredibly efficient at low-value tasks just signals you have capacity for more. You have to step back entirely. True readiness looks quite different. In martial arts, they teach a concept called mind like water. A pond responds perfectly to the mass of a pebble dropped into it. It doesn't overreact, it doesn't underreact, and then it returns to calm. Power and focus require a relaxed mind, not a tense, hurried one. This quote serves as a reality check for the efficiency-obsessed. Moving faster does nothing to correct the underlying problem of a badly prioritized schedule. Calendar discipline begins the exact moment you accept that you cannot do everything. Paradoxically, once you stop trying to clear an infinite inbox, the stress of unfinished business begins to fade. With those limits accepted, you have to decide what actually gets placed on your schedule. The primary rule here is simple. Things which matter most must never be at the mercy of things which matter least. To identify what matters most, you evaluate the potential long-term consequences of an activity, rather than how urgently it demands your attention right now. 50 urgent emails will never outweigh one single task that drives real future progress. Look at this handwritten stack rank. Before any scheduling happens, you isolate your highest impact goals. Notice how the arrow points clearly to one specific priority, cutting out the noise of everything else on the list. True discipline is the daily habit of isolating the activity with the greatest future consequence and aggressively blocking out your calendar time for it before anyone else can claim it. Which brings us to the final piece, the conscious trade-off. When you block off an hour for a specific priority, you actively delete all other possibilities for that time. It's exactly like ordering from a vast restaurant menu. The joy of the meal doesn't come from trying to eat every single dish the kitchen makes. It comes from selecting one great thing and being perfectly fine leaving the rest behind. You are guaranteed to miss out on almost everything in life. That isn't a failure. Willingly making the sacrifice to focus on one thing is exactly what gives your choices weight and meaning. So when you say no to the barrage of default requests, you aren't being overly restrictive. You are taking a definitive, unyielding stand on what matters most in your present moment. We've navigated the default trap, broken the illusion of catching up, made the priority shift, and embraced the conscious trade-off. Real calendar discipline requires taking a definitive stand on your limited time. By making your own choices today, you stop letting external defaults dictate the shape of your life.